Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to drive a Volvo. And this is almost more than just a Volvo to me. Like, to me, this is almost the Volvo. It's really close, but not quite. And by the Volvo, I don't mean like I've owned one or something like that. I just mean, when somebody says a certain brand of car, like, when I say Chevrolet, you may think, oh, Silverado, oh, Corvette, oh, Camaro, I don't know. But when somebody says Volvo to me, I think 245, 246. This one is a 242, which is really close to the ones I think of. And look, I actually looked up what the numbers mean, so I know what they mean. I'll explain that in a second. But this is the one we're going to look at. It's a 242 turbo, and the model itself is actually from Forza 3, and it was ported into BeamNG.drive. I'll let you have a quick look at the car itself. Okay. We can go ahead and take a peek in the interior. As always, it's a pain to see anything in here because it's always dark in the interiors because of the way the sun bounces and stuff in this game. But you can see it has a steering wheel. It has like some sort of dash here, it looks like. Maybe we could say, get off me, doors. Let me see a little bit easier. Hey, you can see a little bit easier there. You got like some gauges and stuff in there, it looks like, or something. And CD player. I don't know. And you got your door. Look at the door. Look at the chairs. Look at all the Volvo stuff. I like the chairs. I like that chair design. Just like, that's a Volvo chair design, That is the Volvo chair. So anyways, though, let's go and do a quick look at the J-beam. The J-beam seems to work pretty well, like 95% of the time. Every now and then there'll be something like, that was a little weird, but 95% of the time works great. This is a beta version of it. The 5% of the time where it doesn't work out well could be fixed in a later version. That's one of those things where it's like you tweak it a bit and it'll probably go away. It's just a matter of getting it exactly precise, So, but anyways, though, for the most part, the crashes work. Let's go ahead and get rid of all that, and we could watch it crash real quick. A nice 70 mile per hour or so one. Right into this wall and put some slow-mo on it. No extreme slow-mo, just 8x slow-mo, and we could just watch this thing crash. So we're going zoom, zoom, boom. And you see, they look fine over here. On front, the front looks fine, I don't see anything that really says, oh, that's bad. Like I said, it looks good. It's just every now and then I'll see something like, that was weird, That one was not one of them. That looked fine. So, let's do some other things with it before we do more crashing, though. Like suspension test. Can it do the easier one? I'm making it only do the easier one because this is not like an off-roader. I don't expect it to be able to do the other one. I just want to see if it'll do this one. Doing a little dance back and forth, but look at that. It does it. No problem. I think a lot of the underside components, like the suspension and transmission, maybe even like the engine statistics, I don't know for sure, everything, but I feel like a lot of things were probably borrowed from the Grand Marshal. Like just the way it drives, it feels like it drives a lot like the Grand Marshal, So yeah, I'm just saying that. Let's go ahead and do another crash now that we did the suspension thing real quick. There we go, that was a nice crash. Totally blew up the back and looks fine. I just thought about it. I should also point out the lights do function, sort of. They function about 70% of the way. I'll show you what I mean after we wreck this car up a little bit more, because this one, it's like, you really can't see the lights. Why am I going to show you something you can't even see? That's like me. I mean, that's mean. I actually tried to do that once, and I'm like, oh wait, this dude's blind. I can't show him what I can see because he can't see anything. That was a very awkward situation to be in. Let's just leave it at that. That was awkward. Okay? And that was like right there, you couldn't see anything for a second. That was just a small glitch that happens. But yeah, we're just bouncing into everything until the car will stop moving, basically. And right now it's still moving. No problems at all. And you see, we're beating it up all over the place and still looking good, the crash looks like it's crashed. Not like, oh, the car looks flawless. I mean, like, the crash looks good. Is it still gonna drive? Look at the dedication in this thing. It still wants to drive. Alright, we'll let you keep driving then. I'm gonna let you keep driving because you wanna. So you're starting to struggle here now, actually. Alright, you're struggling. That's your last one. Well, you see, on the last one, things got a little unusual. That looks a little spiked out, doesn't it? See, like I said, 95% of the time it looks fine, but then just very, very rarely, like every now and then you'll see something like that part right there. It's just like, that looks a little unusual. But like the rest of the car, oh, solid, man. Solid. Looks great. Like, I like the way the trunk hit. You might say, oh, the trunk hit a little, like, is sticking up a lot. I know, but doesn't it look hilarious? So anyways, so let's go and talk about the lights. They function fully, light. I'm turning left. Just kidding. I'm going right. I don't know what I'm doing. Then we're like, I'm turning right now. And I actually am now. Ha ha. I tricked you. And then you cause a 10-car pile up and everybody's mad at you. Brake lights, you see, you got 3 of those. And there's actually even a light you have on when the headlights go on. See those lights? They go on. And the lights, unfortunately, they do not actually give out light. They do light up, you see, But, you know, if we go somewhere dark, it's still dark. It's like, you call this a light? It's not a light. You know, it doesn't do anything at all. It's not even like when you get your phone, you're like, I could use well, actually, this is before every phone had like a flash to it. But, you know, my old phone, it didn't have a flash, and I always had a black background. Every now and then I'd have no flash, and I tried to use that as a light. And it's probably even slightly more effective than that. With an old, dumb phone with a black screen, slightly more effective. Because as you see, we're going to go in this tunnel and be like, I can't see nothing, because the lights don't do nothing. But they do light up, at least, so, you know, they do something. What am I doing? This is not an off-road car. Didn't I just kind of prove that by doing the suspension test? Yeah, let's just dump it in here. Like, hey, look, we're here. Ta-da! Still can't see nothing. It's dark. You know? It's like the lights themselves light up. I was like, look, the lights light up. Oh, wait, no, they don't. They're busted. Who turned off my lights? See? I can't see nothing more. Oh, wait, they light up just a bit. Look, right there. There's like a little bit of shadow. All they have to do is just up the brightness then, huh? You can see there's a little bit of shadow on the rocks, so they are doing something. Okay, I don't know, but they don't exactly work. Like, they turn on and stuff, they seem like they'll work, and then it's like, wait, it's still dark, what's going on here? Am I a blind man? No. I don't want to think about that conversation. But yeah, there's a few versions of it. There's like a drift, sport, maybe even off-road, I forget. And then there's one without a lot of the body panels. And, well, we might as well try out one of those, because for the most part, all it does is make the car faster, and then makes the crashes more fast and more fun, if you ask me. Again, you see that? Looks good crash. So let's go ahead and pull out one of the other versions. We can also get a color on it. Colors seem to work perfectly fine. I want a yellow Volvo. You can get a yellow one. So there's a drift, frame, rally, and sport. So we'll go ahead and try the drift one out. There we go. It has a wing on it. You see that wing? That's how you know it's fast. How you know it's a fast drift car. And I've actually never driven this one before, and it's like, oh, okay, it does want to drift. So let's try to drift it. Let's see how it goes. Okay, here we go. There's something we can try to drift around. We're going to try to drift around right around that BeamNG.drive logo. That worked okay. And yes, that crash was intentional. Like, I mean, it was more along the lines that I just accepted it halfway through. It's like, I could avoid that, or we could just, let's crash, and then boom. Car still drives, though. Still going. Let's just do another head-on collision right here. Oh, there we go. Looks good. Like the crash looked good. It almost looks more like a wagon now. It looks like the back end got, you know, crumpled off to this point. Oh, that would be trippy. What if there was a Volvo like 243? Well, there is a 243. That's a weird story, actually, I think. I remember reading about it a long time ago. There's a Volvo 243. And remember, I think I explained it, right? But, you know, the numbers. 242 is the two-door, right? 244 is the four-door. On one side, on one half, the left half or the right half or whatever, it's a 244. On the other side, it's a 242. And then somehow, they made a 243, a car with one door on one side and two doors on the other side. And I'm not making this up to you. That is a real vehicle. You could look it up on Google. And I was like, at least I'm pretty sure that's the car I read it about. And I was just like, what in the world? It was a real thing. It was like some manufacturing defect. And it's like, yeah, there's a real car like that. And it's just crazy. I think there are actually other cars like that are designed, but, you know, for the most part, they're not common. Unless it's like a limo, maybe, you know? Limos might have different number door counts. But normal cars, they don't usually have that. So you see another small oddity, maybe, like right there on the wheel well, that looks a little spiked out. Like I said, 95% of the time it works good. It's just that, you know, every now and then there's something looks a little different. The reason I'm being so, like, oh, that looks just a little bit off, is just to show you, like, you know, it's not 100% perfect, but for the most part, it's great, you know? And, you know, I'm just being really particular just to show the fact that I'm not crazy just calling it not perfect for no reason, you know? So let's go ahead and try a different color on this thing. Let's go red, a bright red Volvo. You know, actually, I think I know a guy who owns the same kind of car, a Volvo 242. I don't think it has a wing, though. I should get a wing and just slap it on his car. He just comes out one day, why is there a wing on my Volvo? And I was like, I put that there. Do you like it? No. And it's like just a giant wing. It's like 1 foot in the air. It's taller than the roofline of the car, right? That'd be awesome. It'd be stupid, but it'd be awesome. All right, let's do a slow-mo crash right here. We're going to try to do like a half overlap on this brick, maybe. Oh, that looked good. Look at that Volvo safety right there. Trying to keep the driver intact. So the hood is all just destroyed up to like the driver's compartment. And then we got the driver's compartment. It's like the driver. Look at that Volvo safety, man. Even in the 70s and 80s where this design came from, that thing is still safe, you know? I don't know. It's like, how realistic is this car in BeamNG.drive? I don't know. But that looked pretty safe, and you know, Volvos have they are known for their safety, so that's saying something at least, you know. All right, here we go, here we go. There we go, a little less of an overlap, and still looks good. The door opened up that time, but that's fine. Can we still drive? Not really. All right, let's do some other things to this car. How about I got an idea. Let's make it a shorter car. You can always use a shorter car, right? So how's the sport version perform though? Sport one seems just like the normal one, but with more power. And like I said, the other one feels like a Grand Marshal kinda. So it feels like a more powerful Grand Marshal. The drift one felt different. The tires, they just felt like they want to give out better. I actually think it feels like a drift car I would use more so than a lot of them where it's just like 1,000 horsepower. Now I felt like it had reasonable horsepower and just really no grip tires to make it to drift, which is what I would use. Like that's what my RX-7 basically had all the time. I had just like these really cheap economy tires that were super thin. And I think it's like you know how they always say, oh, the BRZ has Prius tires on it. Hey, that's what my RX-7 has too. Isn't that funny? And I think that's about what it was like actually. They actually were the same width and everything. But that to me was just like more, I mean that's just what it came with stock. And I was just like, I want the cheap tires, and they just happen to be like the super economy things. Made it for a fun car, you know, it's just like, we sliding everywhere. Then I got the RX-7, it's like the tires are like 80 millimeters, or not, I think it's like 80 millimeters wider or something, I don't know. I don't know, I think it's like, I don't know, but it's just funny at the difference. I get RX-8's just like, I got grip everywhere. RX-7's just like, wee, sliding everywhere. Then the RX-7 transmission went out. Well, didn't went out, but it's just like, it stalls out too often for me to want to drive it. So now it's just parked forever because I don't plan to drive it anymore, because someday I'm going to get another RX-7 anyways, because that one has a bent frame anyways, and this car probably has a bent frame as well, and we're getting a little off topic here. So let's go back to this. We were talking about handling, and then I got to like real life cars. You see how that goes? But yeah, it handles, for the drift version, it's just like that's how it handles. We got ourselves back on track. It was by no means a nice pretty recovery, but we're back on track. So let's go and try the rally version out. Oh, look at that. The rally version has those mud flaps. Look at those mud flaps go. Oh, that's beautiful. All four wheels have mud flaps. Alright, so let's see. How does this one compare? Well, let's find out. We're going to just drive it around, and I'll just tell you what I feel. You know, it's one of those things where, like, you got to trust me here, because you can't feel how it drives. I mean, you can if you just download it. Feels like it wants to crash. That's just me crashing it because I saw a wall, you know? It's just like, ooh, wall. It's like a magnet, you know? Ooh, got to crash into it. I swear there are people though, like you open a door to like a cupboard and they'll just come out of nowhere and slam their head into it. It's like, how do you even come out of nowhere to slam your head into this door? I just left it open for 30 seconds while I'm trying to cook me some food and you slam your head into it. I don't even know you were home. It's like, you know, crazy. Alright, so on the road, it feels like it wants to give up grip a little sooner than the sport version. So that's what it feels like on the road as a comparison point. And now let's go and try to drive it through some dirt. And by some dirt, I mean some serious dirt. Oh, whoa, whoa! Look at that donut machine right there. Hold on. Have you ever seen a car do donuts while it was in midair? Now you have. That car wasn't even touching the ground as it was doing those donuts. It's just like, I'm a helicopter. Hold on real quick. Let me helicopter around. Alright, so this is not exactly a rally course, is it? This is more of it's a sand pit. But we're trying it through here and it works. Rear-wheel drive only and all, and that's realistic of the car model. This was a rear-wheel drive car, so you know it's not like some extreme version where it's like, oh yeah, you got all-wheel drive and stuff. This is more of like a, you know, it's like something you do in real life for a reasonable price. You like, you know, switch out some components in the suspension, you know, give us different tires, and you know maybe do some engine tuning, and then boom, that's what you would get, you know. And you know it does feel like it handles different, but not like significantly enough where you can see anything in terms of like how it drives. It's just more along the lines, I have to tell you I'm steering less. So let's go ahead and go to somewhere where we can make use of this difference. How about, let's try that on Baja Rama. That's one of my favorite rally courses, so why not? Instantaneous loading because I'm lazy and I don't feel like talking while it's loading. So we're going to try the rally edition here and just see how it does. You know, let's see if the suspension will hold up. We're just going to try to do one lap. And if we can get one lap, that is great. If we can't, well, we'll see how far we can get with the normal one as well, too. You know, see if it's just all the car itself is good, or it's like the rally stuff helps. We'll figure it out. You know, we could also take the Sport Edition to a racetrack probably, but I don't think it's quite fast enough for that. Like, that one seems more of like, let's go to the autocross, not like a let's go to the racetrack, you know? So like when I was doing a grid map, that seems like it'd be suitable enough. Alright, first jump! Rally Edition, go! Oh, that's not good at all. Wait! Oh, it's fine, it's fine, it's totally fine. That is just the way it was designed. It was designed to turtle up. When there's any kind of danger, it turtles up, you know, just like a turtle. It has those turtle instincts. It wants to protect its driver, so it turtles up onto its back until it's safe, and then it flips itself over. That is a beautiful strategy by Volvo. I did not know their cars incorporated this strategy, but that is the obvious solution to that problem, so it must be realistic. I'm just happy. No, I'm just lucky that it didn't flip, you know? It's like, woo! Take a breath there. I want a pet turtle. I think a pet turtle would be cool. You know, get one of the snapping turtles. So it's like, here, turtle, have some food. Oh god, he bit my other finger off. I think I would learn my lesson after the first 4 fingers, but nope, 5th finger gone. I just have a handful of stubs. Don't ask me how I was even feeding him with 1 finger on my hand. Like, that's kind of asking for trouble anyways. Oh no, bad Volvo luck. Oh no, Volvo's still good though. And again, getting all off topic here. Oh, but I do have a fish and he'll eat from your hand. He's really cute. His name is Eggs. I named him myself. Everybody in my family never gets my fish names. It's like it's like one of those things. Like, this is white like an egg. There we go. There's a straight relationship to why we're talking about fish now, right? Nobody gets when I name my fish. I get a fish. I'm like, what are you gonna name him? I'm gonna name him Eggs. Why? Because when we bought him, we were talking about somebody who had chickens and they were laying eggs and stuff. So his name is Eggs, and and that's his name. The other fish, like every time, because we have like a fish tank in our family room, so you know, all of our family kind of like buys fish every now and then. They got names like, I don't know, I just call them by their color. Like this, it's like there's a fish that's yellow. That's yellow. I think they named it like Solar or something like that. And I'm like, hey, that's yellow. There's one that has stripes. I'm like, that's stripes. There's one that's a brown clownfish. I think they call it like, I don't even know. To me, that's just like, that's brown. And I'm like, no, that's not even brown. That's burgundy. He looks brown. So yeah, and the only one who actually gets a name is the ones I buy. Like, that one's Eggs. And the names make no sense because he's just I think he's a spotted blenny. Like, he's a great fish though. He's funny. He'll just come eat from your hand. So anyways though, this car is making it. And the reason I'm talking about other things is just it's one of those things where it's just you just watch it. You know, I'm not gonna be like, oh look, it goes over that jump. Oh look, it landed on that jump, because you know you can see it landing. I don't need to tell you that your car just went over a jump unless you're blind. If you're blind, well. We already talked about this in the video. If you're blind, I'm sorry. Alright, I'm telling you, the car. If you're blind right now, the car is doing amazing. I just set a world record on Baja Rama, and I'm pretty sure it's the best rally car ever. Yeah. And if you think I'm lying, well, accuse me in the comments that you're blind, and because you're blind and stuff, it's hard for you to argue with that. And I don't mean any offense to anybody who's really blind out there. And it's like one of those things where people get offended out there. Like, why are you being so mean to blind people? I'm not being mean to blind people. I'm trying to be accommodating, but I'm realizing I have no idea how to be accommodating. Alright, so overall, I made it with 2 cars, though, in the Rally Edition. And now we're going to do the same thing with the Sport Edition and see what happens. Alright, so first off, do you see, it feels like it's accelerating much slower. So I'm assuming the Rally Edition has some sort of rally tires that have much better traction through here. And the next thing we're going to see is just if the suspension kind of handles things differently. But yeah, I'm definitely noticing that the grip we have is far less. Like, it seems like it wants to slide more because these tires that are on it. Hey, what are you doing, mouse cursor? You've been here the whole time, haven't you? Stop that. Alright, so first jump. It actually seems like the Sport has a softer suspension the way it landed, at least from that jump it almost looked like. You know, it's hard to make a conclusion after just one jump when I'm just half looking at it, but, you know. So, there we go. The other car did that too, but I think it was the jump before that. How funny is that? Alright, well, I'll definitely say this. The change in tires is so big of an improvement that it makes, like, this driving not worth it. So that's why I'm just crashing it there and saying, let's go somewhere else. Alright, so how about we go to, I don't want to do it on a racetrack. Like I said, you kind of can see the performance, the difference. You know, Volvos, they were never exactly the car that was made to go on a racetrack. I know there are people out there who like, ILS1 swap this thing, it can go on a racetrack all at once. Well, This one doesn't have an LS1 swap. This one's a mostly stock Volvo with maybe just a little bit of tuning on it, you know? So that's why we're not doing anything too crazy with it. So we're going to go ahead and just use the Sport Edition for this. Get us a cool color. And then we can get on to just ruining a Volvo. Now, if you own one of these cars in real life, I suggest you look away because this will make you cry probably. Because if this happened to one of my cars I own in real life, I would probably cry, which is one of the reasons why I should never do a video of a car I own in real life probably. Actually, you know what? The way this is feeling, maybe I should use the rally version here just because it feels like this one's like it doesn't have much traction. So the rally one might be able to handle this a little bit better because we are driving in the dirt after all. This one, yeah, it does feel like it has a little more traction. Not by much in this situation, but just a bit more. Or I could just be imagining it and going crazy in this situation. But the first one on Bahama definitely felt different. Like either I'm just like, I just got worse at driving instantly, or it had more grip, you know? Or less grip, I should say. Alright, so crash number 1. Here we go. 210. It's going about the average speed for this place, you know, average speed for brutal slope. And slow it down, and really slow it down. How's your safety mechanisms now, Volvo? Yeah, that's mean, isn't it? No car's made to be safe at that speed. Well, no production car from the 70s that was made to be mass-produced, at least for sure. Because I'm sure you can say, well, this certain specific car right here is, yeah, that's safe at that speed. You know what I mean. I don't mean every single car. I mean any car like this one. Anyways. Go ahead and try to make a Volvo convertible and see if we can. You know, I never paid attention. Did the other versions have the mud flaps as well, or is it just the rally? You know, I only realized that it had mud flaps, you know, somewhat recently. Didn't even know it had mud flaps until just, you know, when I said them. It's like, oh my goodness, mud flaps! And they're all flapping about, all happy and stuff. I was like, I like mud flaps. My car didn't absolutely probably would look so stupid with mud flaps though, otherwise I put them on because they're cool looking. For a car like this, they look really cool. For my car, probably not. Would look weird. It's like, why you got mud flaps on a car that ain't never gonna see dirt? I don't know. Thought they looked cool. And the roof line is now much lower. It has successfully been converted to a convertible. Now the only question is, will it survive? And that ruined it, unfortunately. I don't know how ruined it already was, but now it's extra ruined. You can see the camera is still in place, so we can still drive it if it was running, but it's not. And that is, yeah, that's pretty bad. So let's go ahead and finish this up by going to Leap of Death. And that's where we'll just do our final goodbyes to the car as we throw it off a cliff, you know? So, Leap of Death, here we go. Okay, so here we are on my slightly customized version of Leap of Death. Normally on the experimental version it doesn't have textures on most of the place, so I fixed the textures. I'll make a video tutorial on how to do that soon, probably. But normally it's all black and blah, and I just want to say, I made it, I fixed it myself, man, that's all me. It's really easy. I could probably do the whole video tutorial in about a minute. Doesn't change how things grip, even though this looks more sandy than the dirt it had before, it doesn't matter. I just use that because it's like, it matches close enough where, you know, it looks good. It doesn't look weird with the like black road, you know? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Just Leap of Death is kind of glitchy in some versions of BeamNG.drive, and I fixed the glitchiness. That's all. So here we go. We're going to just say goodbye, Volvo. I noticed something. The underside... Oh, it's just the light hitting it. I thought for a second, like, the interior of the metal was really bright colored, but it's just an illusion because it was the sun was hitting that one. Oh, this thing's going to get smushed. It is getting smushed, I should say. It's just, I wonder if it's even going to be able to go down the cliff anymore. It might just get stuck right here. I don't know if I've ever seen that before on the first hit getting stuck, but that might just happen right here. Oh, it's fine. And it is ruined absolutely from that. Look at that. Just caved it in, squished it up. And it actually pushed outwards the front bumper. That looks kind of trippy, doesn't it? Like, look at that big old gap right there where the engine would normally just kind of be, you know, closer to the bumper. There's a big gap now. And the Volvo is gone. I'm letting it go full speed now because, you know, what happens is it gets to the point where it's so damaged up where it's like, yeah, you could watch it, but there's no need to watch it in slow-mo because The game's not like metal ball simulations. It's more of car is car shape. Now car is less of a car shape simulation. It's not this ball of metal is now more balled up. No, that's wrong. Interestingly enough, it looks like the roof actually held up to some extent until that very last crash. Actually, well, look, even here, the roof kind of held up. Look at that. You can see. I mean, it's not like you could really see the roof, but look. Your legs would not have been squished. Your whole top of your body's gone. But your legs would have been alright. So you can still kick people, you know? I think even your waist would be okay, so you can go and kick people, no problem. Alright, so we'll do one more jump, and that'll be it. Alright, so I'll let this one go quietly, and until next time, this one WhyBeAre. I'll see ya. Yep, that looked good. Got more ruin than the other one. But I already said I'm off, so I'm off for real now. See ya. Oh, I forgot to use my favorite button. How could I forget to use my favorite button? Let's use my favorite button just a bit, and then add this at the end. Sorry about this. Can't believe I forgot. Alright, let's do like 2 more of those, and then one more thing, and then we're done for real. I just wanted to add this on. It's all real quick, like, you know? I noticed that door keeps hanging on. It's like, I don't want to fall. I want to live. I'm like, too bad. You get to fall. I know I'm talking quiet right now. Sorry about that. My throat's all screwed up. I'm recording this on another day. And my throat's really bad, but I'm like, I want to add this. I want to add it. So we're adding it anyways. Alright, one last thing. Because I think this will look cool too. And a little bit of gravity down. I think it looks pretty cool. Oh, how about this way? I got another idea. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of wind. So we're gonna go just a little bit, and then brake. I'll break groups. And actually, you know what? This isn't a different day. This is just after I took a nap. My throat was all screwed up, so that's why I'm just talking quiet. But I just wanted to use a little break. I'll break groups because I didn't get to use any in the video. All right. So that's all. Again, this has been WhyBeAre. Until next time, I'll see ya.